Lick shot, queen quit, I am Ras Solo. So, yo, please let me in your mind. I gotta explain my style so I can break me down because I'm somewhat hard to define. And this shit gonna take me some time. See, I heard y'all were looking for a Geechee. Well, that's what I am. You see, I say my style like Mr. Cole, but people think I'm Busta Rhymes, Bernie Mac, and Saul Williams, and Eddie Murphy combined. It's the poet, and I did right here in your face.
Ras Solo right here.
Yeah.
Spoken word artist, activist extraordinaire. What's up, Ras?
Yes, indeed.
Thank you for coming on, man.
Ain't too much,
Man, last time we caught up, you were down here, man, and you was kicking some cable, man. And I come to find out you're a real conscious brother.
Yeah, man. I try to, keep it wise from time to time, bro.
Where are you from, Ras?
I'm from St. Helena Island, South Carolina.
From South Carolina. Yeah. Well, yeah, people from the South are generally cultured type people. You know, they, mild mannered till you cross them.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Lick shot for my Gullah chilling out there. Hey there, Queen Quet, I would never do.
Now, Ras, you're an artist. You're a spoken word artist.
Yes, indeed.
You do beatbox and all of that.
What?
And you call your music Gullah music?
My Gullah soul lyrics.
Gullah soul lyrics.
Yes, indeed.
Not gutter.
No. Gullah.
Gullah. What does Gullah mean?
I grew up in Beaufort, South Carolina. From Jacksonville, Florida to Jacksonville, North Carolina, and 30 miles inward, was a line designed by Special Field Order 15 by William Tecumseh Sherman. And what this was for the slaves that, fought for the war, they would be granted their freedom, 40 acres and a meal.
Okay.
So during this time, my ancestors were the ones who fought, and after the people who inhabit the land, they left. The slaves had the opportunity to come back, and some bought land. However, there were some Native Americans on that soil as well. So my ancestors are the descendants of both Native Americans and the Africans who came and partook in that arrangement.
Okay, so Gullah is basically a combination of those people's cultures.
Yes. And actually, it's an actual African dialect. Come from Sierra Leone. It's broken English. So patois is like African and British.
Okay.
Creole is African and French, and Gullah is African and Old English, I believe.
Okay.
So yeah. So a lot of the heritage, a lot of the history is still the same.
You incorporate those styles into your body of work?
Yes, indeed.
Watch yourself. I am a mind jabbling, conscious rhyme babbling, better fasten your seatbelt because I'm a 93 million miles back in time traveling. Now you see me, then I'm gone. Because I'm a living, breathing time zone, a happy home for the unknown. I am Ghetto Moses telling Pharaoh, you better leave God children alone because I'm the voice of Harriet Tubman, camouflage in the bushes, destination unknown with both barrels locked, cocked, ready to rock my position, supported, prone. And Erica, I am a way, a truth in my third eye shed light. So Ras can see at night. I am over 100 million kilowatts bright. Of those who got killed while crying mothers watched that night. It's the pro-black brother, but I'm not anti-white. Only ticked off for all of those who kill and those who watch in the name of one God, and y'all know that ain't right. So freaking forget your bling, cause man, I bright enough to blind these haters in the still of a cry out at night because I'm Tourette's and schizophrenic. So yo, don't panic because my third party may not always be who you see. Rasa walking, talking temple for my ancestors. So I guess I am mini-me, and even though Ras not bust the rhymes, I can flip modes and bust the time, and when I bust, I'm a bustin', man, blow your mind. So watch me flow, because I go from solo to Ghetto Moses, from that P to the E to the Z, I E to P-I-M-P, because I'm a positive image manifested poetically. The man himself, yo, that's me. And sometimes when Ifa bless, Ras, that's the poet, formerly known as me, because I'm sick of this shit, and I ain't scared to be the rising sun. Ras the man, and public enemy number one. And sometimes my ancestors bless me to be the Geechee golden child as I unfold my style. Can the congregation say, Because Ras, the man here now, I'm bringing knowledge to life. I'm showing wrong what's right. The Gullah golden child, baby. I want my knife, please.
Different languages.
Well, it's the same language.
Same
it's
language.
Broken English.
It's just broken
Yes,
English.
Broken English.
Basically, the delivery.
Exactly.
Okay, so you call it Gullah Soul.
Yes, Gullah Soul lyrics.
Gullah Soul
the
lyrics.
reason being, back in 1985, President Joseph Momo actually came to our school, and they did a presentation on the dialect. It's called Cairo, so it's an actual dialect. You can also research Lorenzo Dow Turner, his work, Gullah Africanism in the Gullah dialect. So it's a combination of the language that the tribes use to speak and communicate. You know, it's like
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a lot. You can find the similarities, and Gullah is the similarities in the African dialect.
Okay.
Yeah. So a lot of the food are similar. You know, a lot of the culture is similar.
So with your body of work, as far as your spoken word, do you have an actual project, or is it loose leaf?
Well, actually, this came to me as a vision, as a character called Papado. And so,
Tell me about that.
So,
the will to do and come up with the Gullah Soul lyrics came to you as a vision?
Well, yeah, I guess I came here in 1997, actually. I had a vision here in Cleveland, Ohio. And it was I guess like a mentor, or like a character, you know, or like a person, kind of like an elder or a wise person teaching to the youth. Right here, it was the day that the Indians won the game. I came across the bridge, and the fireworks.
You talking about a spiritual thing?
It's like, yeah, what we call catch sense. Yeah, we call this catch sense.
Catch sense.
Yes, and so it kind of gave me this character, gave me this.
So let me get this straight. You had a vision that you will come to Cleveland.
Indeed. No, I had a vision why I was in Cleveland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm getting it
Yeah.
straight.
I had a vision why I was.
Okay,
in
you
Cleveland.
were here in '97 when you first came here in
Yep.
'97 from North Carolina.
From South Carolina.
From South Carolina. First here, and you had a vision of what?
Of a character called Papado. He would be like a narrator. Then this was before I started poetry.
And what would the character in Papado be embellishing about?
Telling stories, like fables, you know, youth stories, or, you know.
And what would be the point of the story, the moral of the story?
It would be the morals of the stories.
No, what would be those morals?
Like
values?
like family values, you know, learning lessons from. At the same time, you're talking like.
So you got this premonition to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I mean, well, you know, that's not unheard of. You hear people saying that they've been ordained with certain gifts and talents and visions and sights, you know. So, I mean, we can't put the brother down and discard what he's saying. So, were you doing anything at that time? Were you volunteering? Was anything leading you into this mindset? Like, what kind of lifestyle were you living before you got this vision to do this?
I was in the military. You know, I went to the military, had no clue about poetry.
How long you were in the military?
I was in the military. I went in 98. So I had my vision of character of Papado. I went into the military in 99.
Oh, hold on. You had the vision before you even went in the military.
Yeah, before I even went in the military. Had no clue about poetry or none of that stuff.
So hold on. So now you're in the military. You didn't have this vision.
Mm-hmm.
Has it been eating at you, the vision? Like, man, I had this vision. I wonder what it's about.
No.
It hadn't been. It lay dormant.
My cousin came to me and told me that I was gonna write. They were doing a poetry thing. I was kind of like, you know, doing my own thing. He was into the spoken word genre, so, you know, I was hanging out.
This is
with
out
him.
after you got out the service.
No, while I was in the service.
Okay.
Yep.
What branch were you in?
I was in the Army.
And how many years? Because you never answered.
I did about 4 years in the Army.
Okay, so you're still in there, and go ahead now.
And so they had a little poetry contest he was in. So I went to the little bookstore, under one roof bookstore. Lick shots to Clean, Texas.
Now you know that had to be something because he remembered the name of the bookstore, baby. Tell us about the experience, sir.
So I went there, and we might have done a poem he wrote, and I kind of like tagged along with it. You know, it was like a two-part poem called Kinfolks, which I don't remember. I ain't gonna try.
Yeah,
But,
I ain't gonna put you on the spot about it.
But you know, and from there, they were trying to get a little poetry group together. You know,
your cousin,
yeah,
and you,
my cousin and his friends, and his little group
they
of friends.
Wanted you to be a part of it.
Well, she asked me, "Are you gonna write?" And I was like, "Well, no, I don't write." My cousin said he'll write, and then
Oh, but you were willing to perform it.
Yeah, since he told me I was.
You wasn't at the time. You wasn't into writing.
No.
Fathom that, because he's a spoken word artist now. So you know, okay. So we're witnessing the transition. Go ahead, Ras.
But from there, I did that piece with him, and then I did some other poems. My Ghetto Moses character came out. You know, and.
The Papa Duke character haven't came out yet.
No, Papa Duke coming.
Okay,
yeah.
Now here's another character before that.
Yeah, I got Peasy Pimp, positive image manifested poetically.
Okay.
And then I got Ghetto Moses. Pharaoh.
Okay, and they all spoken word. Yeah. I'm digging that.
Yeah, but Papa Duke more like a narrator. He tell your history. You know, he tell what the journey through Gullah people. You know, our facts. Yeah. That we are the indigenous people of this land.
Do you feel that your vision, what came to you as a vision, do you feel that is something that it's a blessing and it's a gift and you're meant to do something with it?
Oh, definitely. Because it's not just my poetry, it's a lifestyle. You know, and my
What are you, a holistic type person?
Definitely.
Yeah?
Yep, definitely.
You're into herbal medicine?
Into culture.
You're into culture.
Into culture. Yeah, my history.
You got a family, like a woman and children?
Yes, indeed. Yes,
Yeah,
indeed. My clique.
Your clique?
Yes.
Yeah, how many children you have?
I got 2. Well, 3. My older baby, 2. So yeah, I got 3 kids. You know, they all rock.
Man,
my
you
daughter,
look like a young
Ashelia.
man. You don't look like that.
Yep, 13. And she can tile floors. She can, you know, do your drywall. You know.
So with your situation being like that, is it a thing about you're making sure that what you're coming up with your characters and as far as your spoken word, that you're actually having something positive and constructive from this, something positive and constructive? Do you feel like you're coming up with this type of material that you'll be proud that your children can absorb?
Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And not just the poetry, it's, you know, the schooling as well. You know, I do my own construction. So, you know, I do rehabs, property preservation as well. So
you got your own construction company.
And so this right here.
Oh! Fathom that!
Yeah.
Huh? See, you could just spit them words, baby, but at some point in time, you got to get up and do some stuff,
yes,
too.
Indeed. Yes, indeed.
You can't just spit them words, man. You can't just spit them words.
Snake the crap out of your dream.
What's the name of your construction company?
My company is Top Notch Home Servicing.
LLC. Top Notch Home Servicing, LLC.
Yes, indeed. Call me when you need me. Use me while you got me.
What's like... do you go in and out of town doing what you do, or is it mostly in Cleveland, Ohio, or what?
I'm mainly in Cleveland. I got some clients in Lorraine and Oberlin area.
What as far as construction, what do you like focus on? Like,
just residential rehab, property preservation. You know, I kind of get involved with the home servicing. You know, when it's too much for you to pay a plumber.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
You know, when it's too much for you to pay a plumber, the leak still got to get fixed. You know, the show got to roll on.
Right.
So you know, we come in and
you know what that means.
Yeah.
Call me up, baby.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes,
I got
indeed.
it for the low, baby.
We're going to keep it for the low, baby.
Okay, no, Ross, so it seems like you're into not only building up the homes and rehabbing the home, you're into rehabbing the person.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Was it always like this? Did it start with yourself? Did you have to go through a transformation?
Well, in culture, we learn our father's trade or learn how to work ethic. My dad was mainly a mechanic, but he did everything else, you know, in the side. So where my father was, I'm not going to say weak, but, you know, the things that my father could lead my assistance on, I patterned my life to do that. So where my father was a mechanic, I became the welder, I became a carpenter, I became all of this stuff.
Wow, wait a minute. You guys need to fathom that point right there. That's real big right there. Let me get this straight, because I don't want that to be lost on the people. You said where your father, he was a jack of all trades, basically.
Yes, indeed. Lick shots. Come on, bro.
He knew how to do a lot of different things.
Yes, indeed.
But where he was weak at, or wasn't that knowledgeable, you didn't like to use the word weak. You know, where he was less confident in, you took up the slack. Huh? Was that because you wanted to build a bond with your dad? Why was that? Why was that?
That shit gonna make my mama happy. What? I'm sorry. It's gonna make my mama happy.
So you did it to make your mom happy. So wow. So why did you feel the need to want to make your mom happy by getting close to your dad? Why it was expressed that you should get close to the dad, or you won before? Like why?
Because he did all this for her.
Oh, so so your dad would do all these things, and he was the man, he was real representative.
Lick shots.
And so you wanted to step up to the plate and show Mom, I'm a man too.
Huh? Recognize that.
Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt land. Tell Pharaoh, if he let my people go. Pharaoh! You heard me, boy. You better let God's people go. See, I'm coming down representing like the ghetto Moses. They call me Ras Solo. Fool, you better act like you know. See, we are sick and tired of statistics spreading over this land like sin, and pretty soon you're going to feel the wrath of some aggravated ghetto chillin'. See, we done put down them guns and then pick up them books. Stop skimming over the pages, slow down, take a deeper look. See, statistics is exactly what got your mind blind. Boy, you are on the outside of this ghetto looking in. But see, deeper inside, and your eyes can realize we got a secret weapon, and that's why we gonna win. See, they only paint you portrait of pimps, players, prostitutes, drug dealers, and crack houses on the corners full of dope. But they don't show you how we send our little kids to school making A's and B's to set the foundation for this hope. Yeah, you see my brothers on the corners grabbing themselves as well as a 40-ounce of beer. But you don't see my brothers and sisters in college not struggling, but determined to get a good career. See, son, you don't hear conversations like, yo, bro, Brenda having my baby, and dang right I go settle down so I can take care of mine. Now you see fatherless kids on the corner set claiming and throwing up gang signs. But see, uncles, boyfriends, and brothers are pulling together to care for these fatherless kids. We are preaching to them, teaching to them, showing them how to love and spite what their fathers did. And you know what? Pretty soon, we're going to stop being hill figures, niggas, and stop feeding his family too. Support things for us, by us, black business that we own. Dan Pharaoh, what the heck you gonna do? See, we gonna hit you with that black plague. Black plagues like black doctors, black lawyers, black judges, black nurses, black teachers and preachers who preach holy verses, psychologists, biologists, dermatologists, neurologists, maybe Pharaoh ought to just see a psychiatrist, because that's exactly what the heck you gonna need to see. Man, when come to find a brother know your mind better than you, got a skin tone, just like me. See, settle yourself down, son, and just give up respect. After all, you taught us in school that you're the cause, so that makes us what? The effect. I'm going to say this one more time, and I ain't going to say it no more. Settle yourself down, boy, and let God's people go. And once again, I'm coming down representing like the ghetto Moses. They call me Ras Solo. Fool, act like you know.
Yeah, give it up, Ras Solo.